have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see them as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that worked. Welcome back to your show, The Heart of Influence. We had Joe Wexler. It's Why Wednesday. Bella Rita, the superpower of integrous influence. Who's here today?
John, we have some extraordinary people here today with the extraordinary Joseph Wexler on the Tri-State Corporate Thought Leaders Heart of Influence. And first up, from Middle Island, New York, at the ripe age of 18, pivoted from advertising to sales to coach aspiring entrepreneurs to build companies, engaging audiences of 13,000 and assembling 50,000 of his own events, speaking globally from Australia to England, has helped 8 individuals achieve six-figure passive income, determined to double that number next year. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Anthony Spark.
Anthony, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Anthony and everybody, thank you so much for being here. Plato, the great philosopher, shared, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. Anthony, we kick this game off with a fun fact. Could be a headline about something adventurous, something you're proud of. Could be something a little funny, a little embarrassing, anything, Anthony, that will make us say, Anthony, no way. So, Anthony, please, what is your headline fun fact?
And you just want to unmute for us, Anthony, because we'll hear that so much better.
For sure. I was using the mute to figure out what I was going to say. A funny headline. I played the saxophone in 8th grade. I love to run, and let's see, funny. I got 3 other people suspended by turning off the lights during a practice of a comedy called the Dark Comedy or something. They were practicing with the lights off, and I got them to turn them off twice. 3 other people got suspended, and I didn't get in trouble as usual.
That's perfect, Anthony. That tells us a lot. Thank you very much for being here. It reminds me of a Bella Rita like fun fact. So Anthony is ready. He gets other people in trouble and gets out of it. Always note to file. Come on, Bella.
I might could relate, but we'll save that for a different day. from New York, New York, while living in 7 countries, completed a 2-year master's degree in half the time, believes real estate is the lasting way to build wealth across generations, and has seen those benefits from his own family. With experience from top consulting firms specializing in analyzing real estate assets performance, and recently sold a $6 million apartment. That sounds fascinating. Let's welcome to the show, Simone Malfariari.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And it is Simone. Is that correct, Simone?
Simone.
Simone. Thank you, Simone. And please, Simone, what is your fun fact?
I don't know. That I speak 4 languages, maybe. I don't know if that's funny, but
That's
allows me
super
to
cool.
joke in 4 languages.
Cool. So you speak English, and what are the other 3?
Italian, French, and Spanish.
Oh, Italian, French, Spanish, English. Simone is here, Bella. Come on.
Simone is here. I'm rolling with Simone and Anthony from New York, New York, revolutionizing every aspect of people management from recruitment and onboarding to payroll and career development. Established himself as a trusted partner offering unified HR solutions with robust analytics tailored to specific industry demands, covered large groups, tackles challenges effectively to drive organizational success forward. Let's welcome to the show, Phil Reed.
Bill, welcome to Joe Wexler's Heart of Influence. Thanks for being here, and please, your fun fact.
Oh, my fun fact. Oh, it's hard to sum up. Okay, the fun fact I'll say for me is I love snowboarding. I'm actually really good
Awesome.
at it.
Where's your favorite place you've ever gone snowboarding?
Right now it's limited, but I have to pick somewhere that's close to where I live. So I would say Hunter Mountain. Hunter Mountain is actually pretty good.
Hunter Mountain, Wyndham, upstate New York, Bella Verita. Been there. We've been there. Come on, Bella.
We have definitely been there, fond of that place for sure. And next up from New York, New York, seasoned CEO with 22 plus years of entrepreneurial experience spanning hospitality, digital marketing, health, and wellness, previously led a strategic plan to help companies achieve a historic $1 billion milestone, has a coaching powers, and recently exemplified by a client increased revenue from 137 million to 250 million, a remarkable 69% growth in 5 years. Let's welcome to the show, Brett Knopf.
Congratulations on your 9-figure growth impact for sure, and welcome and your fun fact.
Thank you, first of all, and my fun fact is, contrary to popular belief, this is my real hair.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Since I
and he is bald, Sean, just so you know.
Oh, okay. So I'm blind. So thank you for that, Bella. That is awesome, brother. And what was the industry of the big growth?
Health and wellness was the $1 billion company, and the other one is health insurance.
Cool. Let's go. Bella Verita, we got it going on. It's Joe's Heart of Influence.
It is Joe's Heart of Influence. And next up from New York, New York, specializing in assisting real estate investors and developers, offering direct access to private funding for diverse investment needs. Clients receive expert guidance on property selection and strategy for maximizing return with rapid quotes provided within 24 hours. Let's welcome to the show, Levy Bloom.
Is it Levy?
So people call me in the business world Levi, but you can call me Levy, whichever way, both works.
Okay, so then we'll go with the business world. So for Levi, is that appropriate?
That's great.
Awesome. Levi, thank you. And please, what is your fun fact?
I don't know if it's fun, but I do speak a few languages. I do speak in French, which doesn't help me much in business in the US. People make fun of my accents. That's a fun fact for other people. I always wanted to actually run a marathon, but I never did it yet. So I went back to maybe half a marathon. And when I started training, I hurt myself. So it's still a working process. So hopefully in the near future, I will get there. But I do bike for exercise purposes. I play ping pong with my kids. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Levi, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Bella, marathoner in the making. Come on.
Marathon in the making. And last but not least, from New Milford, New Jersey, president at a large financial company, has transferred his financial planning expertise from Wall Street to accelerate and optimize finances for all. 68 win-win strategies in the first 2 months of this year alone. He leads with heart and integrity to cause financial wellness, whether it be a CEO or the receptionist. 11 upcoming speaking engagement on national stages, and a proud dad and father, our father and husband. Let's welcome to the stage, Joseph Wexler.
Joe, thank you so much for everything that you do to be a cause in the matter of today. Not easy, everyone, to put these fine folks together. Joe did an outstanding job. Appreciate that, Joe. And please, your fun fact.
My daughter's 5. She's graduating from daycare this weekend. When I was 5, I was vacationing in LBI and won my first trophy at Flamingo Golf.
Flamingo Golf Trophies. Present Joe. Shall we go win trophies today with these extraordinary humans?
Absolutely.
All right, Joe, first, let us introduce our co-host, please. This woman started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old to begin her journey in the space of influence and the causing of yes. By the age of 19, she was a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing. That's not easy to do. But then at 24, 25, and 26, this woman was three-peating like Michael Jordan, but not at basketball at 5'3". Instead, she was three-peating as the #1 business broker in the male-dominated industry of Nevada-ness. Then at 24, she was the first woman ever to do it and youngest person, male or female, ever to be the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. Then she began to train Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs in how to create massive acceleration. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe you learned it from a blind man, maybe YouTube, depends on the day and her mood. She's a philanthropist raising 8 figures for charitable causes over the past couple years, published author, and in 2023, this woman publicly, courageously, inspirationally battled and triumphed over cancer. Let's welcome to the Heart of Influence, the woman in her more than 800th episode that put the heart in it, Bella Verita. Bella Verita, welcome to your show. Welcome back after a couple of day hiatus. And please, Bella Verita, what is your fun fact?
Well, other than my fun fact, I will go with, I did learn to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man because I am in a good mood today. But my fun fact for today actually is I had dinner with Dog the Bounty Hunter and his wife because his wife is in pastoral training with me. So I had a dinner with Dog and he got his name while he was in prison because someone was like trying to escape and run and he tackled them so the guards wouldn't kill him. And the guards threw cuffs at him and said, "Cuff him, Bounty." And that's how he got his name, the Bounty Hunter. So that's my fun fact for today.
That is outstanding. And this wasn't the deep past. This was the last couple of days, correct?
Yes, this was not last night, but the night before.
Yes, that is super fun. Bella Verita rolling with the wife of and dog, the Bounty Hunters. Bella Verita, let's go.
Let's go. But let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. The only one that was blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the entire state of New Jersey thought he was so cool that they actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times, about to be MasterCard. And when he's not busy traveling around the world speaking on big stages, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome to the stage my co-host, Sean Callaghan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Joe, for making this happen today, everybody, for being here. And I'm going to go with this as my fun fact. Yes, I'm a blind man. Can't see anything in front of me at all. I am blind. That has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in hurricanes, blizzards, shark-infested waters. All true. And about 9 months ago, I was surfing in Long Beach Island, New Jersey, inadvertently crashed into a shark. The shark turned and bit my surfboard. So that will be my fun fact for today, Bella Verita. And thank you for that.
That is a crazy fun fact and very true.
Yes. So Bella, what?
I'm glad it didn't bite your nose.
Yes, I am very happy it did not bite my nose. Bella, who's going first?
Kick this off with Anthony.
Anthony, Bella is going to role play anybody you want her to role play. She could be an ideal client, Anthony. She could be a philanthropic fundraising partner. She could be somebody famous like Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife, Oprah Winfrey, or Warren Buffett. Anyone that it would make sense, Anthony, for you to go from hello to yes with. But we're not pitching, hooking, closing. No, we're exploring the superpower of causing yes, because everything happens after yes, of course. It's not a race to a rapid yes. It could be just a yes for a longer conversation in those 3 minutes. So, Anthony, who would you like Bella Verita to be?
Why doesn't Bella Verita be Bella Verita? I mean, I think that would be fine.
That would be fine and outstanding. So, Bella Verita, why don't you be Bella Verita? I think you're okay at that. Let's go.
Play Bella. Sean, I think someday you should have to play Bella Verita. I think that would be very fun.
Yes, I think I have been Bella Verita, but let's go.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, are we on the phone? Are we in person?
It could be in person on the phone, or could be like a setup meeting or a cold call, whatever you want.
Okay. Let's say Bella, let's say you just got back from dinner. I'm at the restaurant and I saw you were eating with Dog the Bounty Hunter. We'll use what you were doing. I just ran in. All right, we're at the restaurant.
All right, sounds good.
Were you just having dinner? Is that Dog the Bounty Hunter?
It is Dog the Bounty Hunter, yes.
That's pretty cool. How'd you end up having dinner with him? How do you know him? Are you guys friends? I love his show.
Well, I would not say that we are friends. His wife and I are in pastoral training together. So we're in the same master class in pastoral training. And so happened to be in, so she happens to be, so we all ended up going to dinner.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That is beautiful, baby. Thank you. I'm on a call. Mommy's gonna grab you. I love you. Let me kiss. I'm on a call, baby. I love it. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. I love you. Sorry. I'm sorry, Bella. That was my daughter. So I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
It looks like she had a present for you.
She had a bunch of feathers that looked like that she got from horseback riding. She just got back from.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So what is it that so you saw me sitting here, and what is it that you do?
Oh, it's a long story. I got involved with some people when I was young that retired in their 20s. I built some online companies. So I teach people to start companies now, help people be able to create passive income. It's been really great. I love making a difference working with people, helping them have that kind of a life.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
What do you do? You said you're doing pastoral training. What exactly do you do? Sounds like it's an interesting path you're on.
Yes. Well, I co-host a show called The Heart of Influence. So that's my main gig, and I have been in pastoral training for about 6 months, and I got another 6 months to go because I see myself, maybe leading a church someday or whatever God has planned for me. I'll listen to whatever he says to do next, but this is where I'm at the moment.
That's really cool. I had a friend of mine that I made friends with. He went back to Indiana. He ran a church out there, and my wife and I helped to lead a church plant. So we raised $50,000 of the initial seed money with a small leadership team. And Mike Signorelli's got several million followers now. He's doing a lot of international speaking. It's a cool thing to do. I'm looking forward to hearing about how it goes.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And what did you say his name was? I feel like that name sounds familiar.
Mike Signorelli, V1 Church. He does a lot of stuff on social now. V1 Church is located. He's got a bunch of campuses, New York, Brooklyn, started on Long Island. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Gotcha. And well, thank you so much for sharing that. I'll have to check him out. Anything I can do for you?
Well, I mean, the toughest thing in business I find is finding the right people. You know, if I could find 2 or 3 people that love what they do, but they're really looking to diversify and create it as a passive income, maybe they're looking for more freedom, or maybe they're looking for more influence. I work with a lot of high net worth people that they love what they do, but they're really looking to be able to influence people in a bigger way. I mean, love to stay connected. You seem wonderful.
Well, thank you. Happy to do so. And we can exchange some Instagram and we'll keep in touch.
Sounds great. Well, thanks for chatting. It's great to meet you. And tell Dog hopefully I'll catch him soon.
All right, I'll tell him. Thank you so much.
Anthony, excellent work. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. Bella
Great.
Verita, who is following up Anthony?
We got Simone.
Simone, Bella, who shall she be in this conversation, Simone, that you're going from hello to yes with?
Could be a potential seller of real estate, maybe.
Okay, like a home, like what?
Yeah,
what scope?
apartment.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go, Bella. You're selling an apartment. Let's do it.
Sell your place, Bella. No, yes. So we just hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm Simone Malferrari. I work with Compass here in New York City, and I saw you had your apartment on the market 6 months ago, and I just wonder if you're still interested in your sale or not, and what happened, and why you think it didn't sell.
I have no idea why it didn't sell. We had it on the market and then we took it off because we weren't sure if we were actually going to move, and now we're considering moving again. So looking at probably relisting it.
What is your take on today's market? What do you think the market is heading towards?
Well, I read all kinds of things, about the market, and some people say it's a great time to sell, and so it seems like it's all right, but I know the interest rates are high, so I don't know if people are really buying, and so I think it really just depends on, if this place is really right for someone.
Okay, no, I understand. Obviously, we working on both sides, both for buyers and sellers. I also hear obviously both sides of the story. I was just looking because obviously we had just had a sale happening in your area, nearby your current apartment, and we think we could just not only use some of the current people that came over to our apartment before we sold it, but also some of the current clients that we have could be interested in your unit. Should you be interested in considering a sale right now? Obviously, I also wanted to know what was your experience with your previous broker. If there's anything that you wish they did that they haven't done, or if you have any recommendations that could make also eventually our relationship move fast and better.
Yeah, I think I think when it came to, because I think nowadays, pictures and how a home is presented is really important. I think videos are really important. And they came in and they did, some pictures, but I would really like for them, I'd really like, video, because I think that gives people a really good sense of feel. And I think that that's important when marketing a home.
No, I agree with you. That's why we have a dedicated social media team in our team itself. So we obviously make sure that the apartment would be across all the platforms advertised in the best possible way. We have over $750 million of sales in the team, and we would love to be able to represent you.
All right. I'm definitely willing to have a meeting and we can see where it goes from here.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Simone, excellent work. Simone, Anthony, outstanding. Jumping into that participant seat, never an easy thing to do. Great work. And Bella, I think it's time for the feedbackers.
It is definitely time for the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Anthony or Simone, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system. Like what the next step would be. So would the next step be you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have to have a longer conversation with Anthony or Simone? I personally don't think either one of them were that bad that anyone's going to need to run for a root canal today. Or maybe the next step is just like a cup of coffee. You're going to invite them to Starbucks for a little mocha chocolate or a cup of joe with that little sweet cream on top. Or maybe the next step is Capital Grill, and you're going to rent a private room with the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and a french fries, but you're not going to skip dessert or coffee because you want to have the longest meeting possible with them. But if that's not enough and you need even more time with them, you'd be willing to rent a private jet and fly anywhere in the world with Anthony or Simone just to have the longest conversation possible. So let's kick it off with Mr. Phil Reed. And Mr. Phil Reed, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anthony?
Yeah, I thought Anthony did great. It was very conversational, very personalized. I didn't feel like he was pushing anything as far as the agenda. He really cared about you as a person and what you cared about. And listen, he explained exactly how he helped others and why he started doing what he is doing, and left it out there for you to continue the conversation, at your speed. So I think that's very, very important. Not to hear the person, but to actually listen to what they're saying. So knocked out the park. Good job, Anthony.
So great feedback, Phil. And we're looking for a mocha chocolate, a seafood tower, private jet. What comes next, Phil?
I would say what comes next is definitely an expensive dinner. We'll start there because that'll give us some more, time to dive a little bit deeper to get to the private jet for sure.
Capital Grill coming up. Bella Rita, let's do it.
Capital Grill is coming up. Let's next go. Mr. Brett, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Simone?
Yeah, I thought similarly, Simone did a very nice job of clearly explaining what he does. I particularly liked the piece where he asked you, what did you like about previous relationships with brokers? What would make your relationship move forward more rapidly and constructively? That definitely stood out to me. Sets a tone for understanding what needs to be delivered specifically to give you the benefit that you're looking for. As far as our first date here, looks like let's go to dinner too. I like Capital Grill. Have a nice steak and martini. Let's do it.
All right. Brett's got Capital Grill. Got Capital Grill Square, Bella. Come on.
Capital Grill Squared. Next up, we got Levi, sorry. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anthony?
I liked very much Anthony's approach. It was a conversation. He was also asking a lot of questions about yourself, what you do. And I think that brings a lot of value. So next time when you're sitting together, you'll be able to go back to what she said about herself. That gives you more credibility. I think people like to, hear that you listened to her when she spoke to you. You have a lot to offer. And since I'm a coffee lover, I would go for a coffee versus a steak. But I'm not against going for a nice little steak as well.
All right, Simone, thank you for that. Bella Verita, we got some coffee rolling from a coffee lover.
And then last but not least, we got Mr. Joseph Wexler. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Simone?
I thought Simone did a great job of setting the tone and the expertise, the fact that, they sold an apartment very close by you, and they think that they might be able to draw a crowd. Gathering an audience is definitely something that you want if you're selling your apartment there. I think that hearing a little bit more about his own heroic identity I would have created a little bit of additional curiosity here. So I'm going to say that I would grab a coffee with him at the Capitol Grill to find out more about his story, especially all of the unique things that he brings to the table, and including living in seven different countries. That sounds like an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Joe. And Joe, you know what time it is? This is the time that Bella puts me on the hot seat, gives me a hard time. Just remember, Joe, take it a little bit easy on the blind guy, please. Bella, over to you.
Yeah, just because I'm in pastoral training does not mean I'm going to take it easy on my co-host. So Joseph, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Joseph, ultimately, you get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can choose any one of my scenarios. You can change any one of my scenarios, or you can scrap them all together and come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Let's go.
All right. So option number one is I was reading that Mr. Timberlake was arrested over the weekend in New York. I think it was in the Hamptons for drunk driving and caused a little chaos. So option number one is Sean would role play Timberlake's attorney, going from hello to yes with him to do 5,000 hours of community service that looks like going into colleges and high schools and talking about how important it is not to drink before you're of age and not to drink and drive to cause youngsters to not drink. So that is option number one. Option number two is I thought Sean could role play Simone, going from hello to yes with Trump because he's in a little bit of trouble, may need to sell his New York City apartment to get himself out of hot water. So option number two is Sean could role play Simone, going from hello to yes with Trump to sell his New York City apartment. And option number three is Sean could role play Anthony, going from hello to yes with a very old man who has a saxophone business that he has not wanted, saxophone selling business that he has not wanted to give up because it is his legacy. But Sean is going to role play Anthony, going from hello to yes with him to sell it to a young entrepreneur that Anthony knows that will carry on his legacy, because if he doesn't sell it, then the legacy dies with the old man. So those are the options that I have for you today, Joseph. Any of those tickle your fancy, or you got something much harder you'd like to see Sean do?
Let's poll the audience. Anybody want to put up some fingers as to what they want to hear? We got three. Yeah, let's go with number three. That's what I was feeling. We got Brett with number one. Number three.
Number three, it is. So Sean, you're going to role play Anthony, going from hello to yes with an old man who has sold saxophones his entire life, has this business that he's run this entire life. He hasn't wanted to sell because it's his legacy. But Anthony has a young person that can buy it, and if he doesn't sell it, the legacy will die with him. So you've got to convince him to sell his saxophone business to this young businessman.
Got it. And who is going to play the gentleman who has the business?
Let's go with Bella. You want to pick?
I was going to maybe suggest Brett.
Awesome.
All right. Joe, you good with that?
I'm perfect with that.
All right. Brett, would you be up for playing Mr. Jones, the elderly gentleman who has the saxophone business?
I would be. And just one brief reframe with this, just a re-explanation of where I am in things.
Yes. So you own you own a business. You're 76 years old, or 79 years old, and you own a business. And I am Anthony. I have potential buyer. You don't want to sell because it's been your legacy and you've been in this business your entire life.
Great. Okay. Terrific.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Hi, is Mr. Jones available?
This is Mr. Jones.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Jones, this is Anthony. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is still a good time for you?
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the call. But can I ask you, I will keep it to our 3 minutes. I have 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. but I was speaking to your listening. I'm not here to pitch you something. What prompted you, Mr. Jones, to even accept this conversation in the first place? I know it's a difficult one, but I'm curious of why you even said yes to the conversation. I'm grateful.
No, my pleasure. And you came highly recommended from a close friend of mine, Bella Verita. So when Bella comes a knocking, I answer the door, and a friend of hers is a friend of mine.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. But Bella said to say yes, and something here, I'm curious, was there anything that was opening your thoughts, your mind? 'Cause I know you've been quite resistant to part with your incredible business and your legacy. Was there anything present for you around that?
Yeah, I mean, I've built this on blood, sweat, and tears over 5 decades, and to me, to just pass that along to a stranger doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm particularly comfortable with.
Sure. So, well, thank you for that. And if I can ask, I mean, it's fully understandable that you wouldn't want to be passing off your heart, your legacy, a part of you to a stranger. But may I ask at this point, what's the ultimate mission, vision, purpose for you, Mr. Jones? You're here, you've had this beautiful business for decades, you're 79. What's the why, the purpose from this point forward? And what's the ultimate vision for your legacy and this beautiful facility?
Yeah, it's a terrific question. My mission, vision, purpose for this has always been to keep it in the family. Regrettably, neither of my sons decided to go down this particular path, and to their credit, they've gone on to be their own men and have a lot of success in their particular ventures. But I've got grandchildren as well, so I'm still holding out hope for one or more of them to carry on the Jones name and this saxophone business I've built in over 5 decades. And as a result, I've been resistant to any outside acquisition inquiries to this point.
Thank you for that. From that place, I'm hearing you loudly and clearly about your heart, your vision, mission, purpose. Can I share a couple of things in our final minute or so that may or may not resonate with you?
Please.
Yeah. So what I am very clear about is how much this saxophone business means to you and your legacy. I'm also clear, Mr. Jones, that there's some real challenges and questions of what that might look like. And how I analyze companies is this. Are you in, what stage of business are you in your career? Is this an industry, first of all, that's aging? Is it an industry that's new and up and coming? And the saxophone business, at best, would be an aging business. And the business itself, with you at the age that you are, is also at least an aging business. So when I encounter those dynamics and I feel the heart and soul and being of the business owner, the creative founder, a person where this enterprise becomes a part of their soul, which I'm hearing loudly and clearly for you, what I've seen countless times, Mr. Jones, is people miss a possibility of having a positive legacy transition and the ultimate destruction of their legacy because there's nowhere for it to go. And a health issue comes up, there's market forces that change in some way, or something occurs. So all I'm simply proposing to you, Mr. Jones, in our final couple of seconds together is, how would it resonate with you or not to have a 30-minute conversation and follow-up where we could look at some numbers, statistics, and most importantly, we could take these folks that are strangers, and obviously I do connecting people and businesses and transactions, but these strangers might actually be people that you would feel could meaningfully carry forward your legacy. And I'm simply requesting that you hold space for possibility, get to meet them, get to know them a little bit, and see perhaps if that prompts anybody in your family to come forward and something different to happen, but at least you can assess a little bit more deeply how to protect and perpetuate your legacy. So, Mr. Jones, what's on your heart, please?
I love that you use the word meaningfully, and the fact that you did so resonates with me. So I don't ever want, I want to lead by example. I want my children, my grandchildren to see me being open-minded in how I approach life and business. So I am open to having additional 30-minute conversations with individuals you feel like would be able to meaningfully carry on this legacy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Jones. And shall I set that up with your assistant as we set up this meeting?
Please.
Yeah, thank you and have a blessed and prosperous rest of today. And we'll speak soon. And thank you so much for your heart and your open-mindedness.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Out of roll. Mr. Jones, Brett, how did I do as Anthony having a conversation with a man with a heavy heart about his business and legacy? How did that feel for you, Brett?
It felt great. I mean, you, even in a role play scenario, your authenticity and your genuineness shines through. So it's very disarming. And regardless of my stance prior to coming into the conversation, the fact that you were able to frame it up as nicely as you did, and I particularly liked the point where you said it may spur something in my family if I go outside and explore those opportunities. That was kind of the clincher for me, because there's no risk and plenty of reward involved. So it felt good, and it made a lot of logical sense to me as to why I should go down this path further with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Brett. You did a wonderful job in the role play yourself. And as a feedbacker here today on Joe's Heart of Influence, and how was your time overall on Joe Wexler's Heart of Influence, please, Brett?
This has been great. I didn't quite know what to expect. Joe gave me a little bit of insight, but in hearing everyone's bios, seeing everyone and hearing everyone speak today, the participants, as well as yourself and Bella, it was a terrific experience. I very much enjoyed it. Valuable use of my time. So thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that very much. Thank you for sure, Brett. Anthony, thanks for kicking us off in the participant seat, chatting with Bella about Dog the Bounty Hunter and all the things, and how, first of all, did I do as you in that conversation with Mr. Jones, and how was your time overall, Anthony, on Joe's Heart of Influence?
It was great. Everything in life's about relationships. I mean, I think that most people forget that all the money and everything that you earn, the only reason it has value is the people you share it with. So Joe asked me to be here. I'm a Joe fan, and I'm always happy to do anything for a friend. I thought you did a great job being me. Thanks so much. You could be me as often as you like, Sean.
Bye, Anthony. Thank you. And it was beautiful to share that moment with your daughter. And how old is your daughter?
I got 6-year-old twins and a 2-year-old. So that was Phoenix. She's 6. She just got back. She rode her first horse without someone leading the horse, she said.
Wow.
Bunch of feathers that it looked like she found, which were who knows from where.
Brother, congratulations. What a beautiful moment. And thanks for being here and sharing it with us. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Levi, thanks for being here. Thanks for the feedback that you shared. And Levi, how was your time today on Joe Wexler's Heart of Influence?
Great, amazing. I love to network. That's what I do very well. That's how I was able to open up my own company. I'm very active on social media, especially LinkedIn. And the goal is to jump on the call with people on Zoom. And that's how actually I met Joe. The first time we were in the same networking group. We met once a week in someone's office in the city, Manhattan. And we stayed friends since then. So we know a little bit about each other's personal life as well. And when I have some ideas for him, I reach out to him. When he has ideas for me, he reaches out to me. And I do enjoy the fact that people over here are involved. You ask people their opinion, you ask people to get involved instead of just sitting behind the camera and just watching.
Awesome. Well, Levi, well said, sir. And thank you so much for being here. Wonderful job. Thank you. Bella Verita, we have some other extraordinary folks.
We do have some other extraordinary folks also in, well, let's go kicking us off into the judges corner. Mr. Phil Reed, how was your time with us on Joseph Wexler's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, listen, I had a great time. I can't believe it's over already. I looked at the time. I'm like, man, it's done. But like being in the room with everyone and hearing you speak and listening to everyone's bio was a great time to just to learn a lot. And I'm just completely blown away. I'm still shocked that Mr. Sean is blind. And and all the things that you've done, and I have perfect eyesight, and I'm nowhere close to that. But we're not here to compare. But I just truly appreciate the invite, Joe, and like Anthony said, Joseph, he invited me, and and I love Joe, and he doesn't invite me to things that doesn't boom me up. So appreciate the invite, and hopefully I come back, and thank you so much.
Phil, thank you. Deeply touched, brother. And the bottom line, I believe in life is we all choose and we can choose wisely or not so wisely, but I think you're all choosing quite wisely. And thank you so much for being here today, Phil. Bella Verita.
Let's go, Levi. Even though you speak 3 languages, let's stick to English so we all understand how you're experiencing the Heart of Influence.
It was a great time. I mean, as I mentioned before, I like networking. I like to see people that are involved. So I was able to see Anthony, and I was able to see others as well, how they responded. And I do enjoy networking, meeting new people. And I already invited a few people of you to connect on LinkedIn. And hopefully we can get involved in each other's content, comments, and help each other grow our business and go from there. And I think it's an amazing get together. I used to do more often before COVID. Now, I'm happy that I'm getting back to it through Zoom, especially since I work with people all over the country. So it's not, I can, like before, I used to go to the New York area and meet with people. But I do a lot of business, I do a lot of funding, debt funding in Florida, Texas, all over the country. So it's hard to network face to face. So Zoom allowed me to connect with more people. And by now I have close to 7,200 followers on LinkedIn. And I'm looking to grow bigger and bigger. And if I can help anyone around here, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Simone. Wonderful work and truly great job in building influence and a platform for sure. And Belvreed, I think that brings us to the man who assembled us, does it not?
It does.
Mr. Joe Wexler, adding value, connecting humans. All businesses built on relationships. All relationships are built on shared experiences. And we just had a heck of an efficient one. An hour together, get to know, connect, build value. And Joe, please, on your show, your final, please.
Just unmute for us, Joseph.
Yeah, we did miss Simone, I think. I think that we went back to Levi accidentally, so I don't want to.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
He spoke very well, so it's okay.
No, Simone. Yeah, apologies for that, Simone.
I had notes for Simone myself, so I don't know how to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Simone, please, then your final on Joe's Heart of Influence.
No, it was very good. I mean, it was definitely very interesting to hear also everybody's background and see how, especially in the role play, your background plays into the way you act, or you put yourself, or you start a conversation, and what your answers are, where your head is at. So that was definitely very interesting. I mean, as almost everybody said, obviously building new relationships is a key thing to not only be successful in business, but successful in life. So definitely very happy that I was on here today.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Simone, and thank you for that catch, Joe, and your final.
Awesome. A shared experience could be meeting on the golf course and hitting a few links. It could be Bella Verita having dinner with the bounty hunter, or it could be a digital experience like the one that you provide, Sean, that helps to supercharge relationships and is better than a cup of coffee and allows those connections to move forward. I know that next Wednesday, the 26th, Sean is leading a webinar on the second half of this year and really supercharging it. I would definitely welcome all of you to that event, along with anybody that is in your tribe or that you have influence with, to help them think a little bit more proactively about what this second half of the year could look like. And Sean, I just want to thank you for all of your leadership and everything that you do to put this together, to help us help me glue my relationships together in a really meaningful way.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Joe. Wonderful job. And yes, that's our American Dream virtual experience. And that's a gift for you because of Joe. Number one, we also have a gift for everybody here, our Group Influence book. It is not a Chat GPT AI throwaway by any stretch of the imagination. It's an extraordinary book of impact on, to me, the only attainable superpower, which is the ability to group influence people. It's not laden with stories. It's a textbook on the science of causing yes with integrity. And finally, for those that really want to move forward, there's a business acceleration session. There's nothing sold on it, to take a look in 1 hour at where you are and where you want to be and how that acceleration actually happens. For our company, Unblinded, 6 months ago, we had 10 new potential client meetings scheduled in the month of November. This month, coming into the month, we had 300. And we actually ran 25 yesterday. So massive exponential acceleration of new potential client meetings with integrity is what we're all about. And then how you cause yeses. So any of that resonates with you, please take us up on it. And Bella Verita, thank you for everything you do. And your final.
My final is it was an honor and a privilege to be with you all today. Joseph, phenomenal job at bringing an extraordinary group of individuals together to meet each other and definitely connect with each other after the show, because that's what it's about. That's what you came here for, is to meet each other. And definitely come to the American Dream webinar. That is definitely going to be exciting for sure. So thank you all for being here. And Sean, back to you.
Yeah, and in final, you guys are sophisticated people who understand what's happening, and love to hear your feedback. Through Joe, our beautiful statement is that if this is not the best webinar that you have experienced in a year, please let us know all about it and tell us what was better, because we want to go watch that. So thank you all for being here. And I end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain, as we rise in our sophistication, our mastery, as Dr. Dweck at Stanford talks about, the fixed mindset could creep in of like, yeah, I've got it. Like, I'm doing all the things. But so often 1, 2, 3 screw turns shift and cause exponential increases. And those screw turns are often right in front of us. But at some level, as to those screw turns from massive acceleration, Bella, at some level, as to those screw turns, we are all blind.
And just learning to see.
Thanks, everybody. Great job, Bill. Great job, Joe. Thank you all for being here. Great job, Simone. Great job, Anthony. Great job, Phil, Brett, and Levi. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you for having us.